Still doing it. All right, so it's time to stop being basic and start mixing your prints. And so I have come up with eight, that's the number, eight different ways for you to mix your prints so that you can have get into mixing prints, because that's one of the things that a lot of people have been asking me about. And it's one of the coolest ways to be bold and to have fun and to do something that's a little bit different with your wardrobe. And so I'm going to show y'all to basically make your print mix say what it is you're trying to get it to say. So they all have their own personality. So to give you just like an idea of what each one's going to be, we got power and poetry. We have wild strategy. We have playful precision, urban safari, sweet rebellion. Um, let's see, sweet rebellion, quiet drama, chaos theory, and future classic. But I kind of want to change that to like classic futuristic. And so I'm gonna break down what each one of those looks like, and I'm gonna show you some examples of how to put these together into some looks. But I know y'all have been waiting for this. People have been asking me. So I'm finally giving it to you. Before I get into each of these personalities, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Jada West. I am a brand outfitter and I help people to show up boldly online and offline through fashion, through content, through creative entrepreneurship. I'm here to make sure that you are bold and confident in how it is that you want to be seen and how you show up in the world. One of my signature frameworks, I guess you could call it, is getting unshy. And it is basically a way for people to recognize that, for one, you were never meant to be shy. You weren't born shy. Somewhere along the lines, you were wounded and you started to silence yourself, you started to mute yourself and water yourself down or even hide in order to protect yourself, in order to not rock the boat, in order to feel like you belong somewhere. And it is no longer serving what it is that you want for your life, whether that is how you dress, how you speak, what kind of platform you've built, what kind of business you want to start, what kind of rooms you want to be in, what kind of art you want to create. Being shy has been a barrier and it's been something that's been holding people back for so long. And so I have taken it on as my personal mission to help people to get unshy. And so if that's you, if you're interested in that, then that's something that I'm going to be introducing more in the upcoming weeks. So make sure that you're already subscribed if you're not subscribed, because there's more to come on that topic in particular. But in the spirit of getting unshy and being bold, we're going to be doing that through fashion. Okay. So if you are ready to get into it, we're about to go. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Window. All right. Boom. Okay. So let me make this bigger. Oh, I guess I can't make it bigger. Well, I tried, y'all. So the first one we're going to be talking about is stripes and florals. Somehow I have messed up this word. It's a typo on it. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. And if you want to see more of this, if you want to like come back to this and reference it, I'm going to be dropping this along with this video inside of the Style Labs community, and I'm gonna tell you more about that towards the end of the video. So just be on the lookout. If you enjoy this video, then I think you're going to enjoy the Style Labs too. So the first combination that we have is one of my personal favorites, stripes and floral. And stripes and floral is one of those ones that I would say is a great place to start when you are just getting into mixing prints, because it's almost impossible to mess this up. Like, you really can't mess up with mixing prints, but there is a certain rhyme or reason to mixing prints, which is actually a good thing for me to take a second and break that down for you so that you can understand what we're about to be looking at. So, when it comes to mixing prints, there are only a couple of best practices that I would suggest that you follow so that you can really have a harmonious look when it comes to mixing your prints. So one of the most simple practices is for there to be a common base color. So that could be a black, that could be a white, that could be brown, that could be red, like whatever that color is, you want that color to be present in both of the prints that you're mixing, right? And so I'll show you what that looks like played out in the outfit here in a little bit. But that's the first thing, that's the first step. First best practice is having a color, like a grounding color, that is present in both of the prints. Another best practice is for you to choose prints that don't compete with one another. So if you are going to be doing stripes and polka dots, you want to have maybe small stripes and big polka dots. You don't want to have small stripes and small polka dots, or you don't want to have big stripes and big polka dots, because now they're competing and it can become a clash. So another good practice is making sure that the size of the prints don't clash with one another, that there's a bigger one and a smaller one so that they can kind of come together and merge together. Another thing that we're going to actually be getting into is what is it that you, what's the energy that each print is giving. And you don't have to be a fashion expert in order to pick up on the feeling or the vibe of your prints. And so right now I actually have a really good example of that. So right on the top I have a leopard print top, right? And leopard print is literally, it's like an organic print. It is, every print is different. Every spot of the print is a different size, a different shape, and it is a very like easygoing, flowy, organic print. Now on the bottom, you see I have on a plaid shirt that I turned into a skirt, which is a whole other thing that I'm gonna show y'all. I have a video on that I'll drop. It'll probably be a YouTube short, so be on the lookout for that. And so this print is very structured. It is very even. The lines are symmetrical, and so this print is a very structured print. And so it pairs well together because on the top is organic, flowy, and on the bottom is structured. And so it almost kind of gives like organic structure, or like an ebb and flow. I'm trying to think of a fun name for it. Maybe one will come to me later. I don't have it right now, but that's the vibe. And so I could very easily pair this with, let's say, a zebra print bottom, or even like some stripes that are I was saying, actually, let me go back to the zebra idea, because those that would be still be considered organic, or even something that's maybe a little bit more abstract that doesn't have a specific rhyme or reason to it. I could pair that, but then it would give the outfit different energy, right? So these are all fun ways and practices that you can keep in mind when you're mixing your prints, because there are literally, like, the options for mixing prints is limitless, y'all. Like, there's so many different combinations. Even the ones I'm about to show you is not even like the tip of the iceberg. But when it comes to knowing what it is that you want your outfits to say, what it is you're trying to big on is helping you to make your clothes express what it is that you want to say. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's get into number one, stripes and floral. This is power and poetry. Okay. The stripes are power, the florals poetry. And so when you will reach for this when you want to feel strong but soft, structured yet romantic. This is the kind of outfit you want to wear to a pitch meeting or a picnic. And the feeling that it gives is grounded, warm, and unshakable grace. So let's take a look at. Oh, I wonder if it's going to show it to you. Okay, let's try this again. Entire screen. All right, there we go. So this is going to actually go into two of the examples that I gave you. So remember in the beginning, one of the best practices that I mentioned is making sure that your outfit that you're when you're mixing your prints that you have a color that is grounded. Now, you don't have to follow this if you don't want to. It's not a absolute, but it is a good practice to have when it comes to mixing prints because it can help for your outfit to be harmonious. So right here you see that she has on the floral on the bottom, which is actually an interesting flip because usually you see the stripes on the bottom. But we got the floral on the bottom and we got the stripes on the top. And even here, she's following two of the best practices because the floral is big. You see it, big prints. And here, the stripes are smaller. It's almost like it kind of feels like an optical illusion if you look at it like too much because of that red and blue, but this is a really good way to bring these two prints together. And so one of the other things that she's doing is you see that there's a color that they have in common. Actually, they have two colors in common. So it's red and blue in the shirt, and there's also red and blue in the pants. And so you see how it's giving that structure, it's giving power, it's giving poetry, it's giving soft but also firm, and it's a really good balance and a play on two different things that shouldn't go together, but they do because it doesn't have to every piece of your outfit doesn't have to be saying the exact same thing. Like even with us as people, we are kind of like contradictions. Like we have things about us that are soft and sweet, like Sour Patch Kids, sour and sweet. And so this is a good way for you again to bring those different feelings and a different vibe to the same outfit and really make it your own. So here's another one. And this would also be a really good one, literally for a pitch or something where you want to still give like that sophistication, that sweetness, but it's also like, but I mean business up here at the top. And so this is another example actually where the florals in the bottom. So that's cool. So we have the floral here, and these are kind of like big florals again, even though there's a lot of white space in the skirt, and then the stripes are smaller, but these could easily be like those big block stripes, and I feel like that would probably be a little bit too much for this outfit, but it also could not be. You never know. It's always worth giving it a try. But this is how you give like that power and poetry in an outfit. And so you want it to be sweet, you want it to be charming, but you also want it to be, I'm standing on business. Okay. And so again, this is another example of something that's more organic. Flowers are literally plants, organic. So the shapes are going to be different. Each thing is going to have its own flow. And then the stripes are very structured, parallel. They're the same size. And so it gives like that structure and that foundation to the outfit. So if you could see yourself wearing this combination, I want you to put power and poetry in the comments. Okay. If you're feeling this one, put power and poetry in the comments. And we're going to move on to the next one. So, next up, our next print mix personality is camo and leopard, which is wild strategy. Okay. Yeah. Do you know which one is wild and which one strategy? So the wild is obviously the leopard, and then the strategy is the camo. And when you think about strategy, you think about camo, you think about, hiding and like blending into the background because you are either hunting or you're at war or whatever. It's like it's strategic. So that's the combination that this one's giving. So the vibe you're giving off with this one is you're on the move and making bold choices, but nothing about you is reckless, which I think is kind of like beautiful because being bold doesn't have to mean that you're reckless. Like being bold means that you take risks, especially if they're calculated risks, and you are somebody who moves with intention, but you're also not afraid of doing what you got to do. Like you're really about making those bold moves. And so the feeling that this combination evokes is fierce, unapologetic, in control with a bite, which is definitely that leopard. So let's check out this combination here. So this one is obviously one that I love because it has the mesh at the top. Let's see if I can expand her. So it's got the mesh. You can see yourself wearing the leopard and the camo. You know what? I should look up a men's look for this one because I feel like I could see a man wearing it too. Huh. Let's see if I can find one. So the leopard is up here at the top, and then it's also a mesh shirt, which I think is kind of cool because it softens the print a little bit. And then down at the bottom, we have the camo, which is the strategy. And even if this was, I would love to see like a camo skirt or even I was looking, I couldn't find one, but I was trying to look for some different style shirts too. But this is a combination that is definitely underutilized. Like, I don't feel like it's a lot of people that are actually wearing this combination. And I don't understand why, because I think that it's a really dope combination. If this I feel like the print that I have on at the bottom of this is almost there. Like it's really close to the feel of camo, especially like color wise, but it's not camo. I think it's like really like that forest green that's kind of putting me in that space. But yeah, it's a combination that people don't do often and it looks good, obviously. And she has it paired with this red belt, which I think is good because it also kind of gives it a pop of color. And that's one thing that is also fun, especially about something like this, where this is falling under the best practice of having neutral colors. So both colors in this are neutral. And it's also interesting because the shape of the design on the camo is actually more of a organic shape. It's not a structured shape. And so because it doesn't follow that rule, it does follow the rule of the colors being more subdued and natural neutral colors. But I say that to say that this is a great opportunity for you to start to pair some bold colors into this. So this would be great with literally any color, but I would probably lean for the red. I just love red on neutrals. I think that it just really makes it pop. Yellow will look good. Orange would obviously look good. You're going to be the first one to do the leopard. Do you already have the pieces for a mask? Um, like an electric blue, a neon color, even like if the shoes were neon. And you could also really have fun and dress it up, not dress it up, but like really like make it even bolder and do complementary colors. So like blue belt, red shoes, or blue shoes, yellow belt, or yellow hat or yellow bag, like play around with the primary colors or complementary colors. So this is a really good opportunity for you to take it up even further, like take it up a notch further. Now, if this is already doing a lot for you, like if you feel challenged by this by yourself, you absolutely don't have to go as far as I would with it. But just know that when you are ready to really like take it up there, it's there for you. Okay, so let's see. Before I go to the next option, I do want to see if I can find a men's outfit with camo and leopard, because that would be nice. Camo, and maybe I'll have better luck finding it, because I feel like camo is definitely more for, it's not for men, but I feel like men are more likely to wear it. Okay. Oh, y'all look. Um okay, so he's the closest one right now. But you see it, look. Oh, I am feeling that. Okay, so here I'm gonna make it bigger. Ah, well, now we gotta find you one. You have a reason to add it to your shopping list. So, okay, before I get into the breakdown of this outfit, y'all make sure that if you're enjoying this, that you like the live. If you're here live, tap the heart for me. It pushes this live stream out to more people. It shows your support. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and move on to the next part. So he has on the camo, and it's like a really, really dark, deep camo, and I feel like if I zoomed in on it, it feels like there might actually be some navy in this too, which would also play on him having the navy blazer. But then he's got this really big leopard print in his shirt. And this is just like, it's like he's winning across the board. So it also is complementary colors. So in this outfit, he's actually treating the camo kind of like a neutral. So like a denim, you know how denim is neutral and denim goes with anything. Camo can also function like that. So you can literally wear anything that you want with camo, y'all, if I'm being for real. And so this is functioning like his denim, and then he's got the leopard up here, and then he's got the combination up there. So it's wild, it's strategic, and then even the blazer gives like strategy, it gives confidence, it gives structure. So I am feeling this. I'm glad I looked this up. I'm so glad I looked this up. Let's see if we can find another one. This was one of the combinations that definitely was a challenge to find. And do what? Why would it make you upset? Let's see. I want to see if I could find one more. If not, then it's okay. Because when I see camo, I usually see it paired with graphic tee. So like here, like that's like a easy. It always looks good. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But yeah, like people tend to go like, one print max. So that's how you can do it where you mix two. And so even with that, y'all, I love the idea of the leopard print being bigger, or even the camo being something that's a little bit smaller or darker, or even like a washed out kind of camo. That will look good too. Welcome in, y'all. We're talking about mixing prints and what each print mix says about your personality and what it is you're trying to portray. So right now I'm seeing how many options we have for camo and leopard print, but that's the one that we got. So I think I got one more for y'all. Okay, yeah. This one is actually doing all three. So you see, she's mixing the camo. She's got her leopard print cardigan, which is the cardigan that was from the Kalana Barfield collection with Target. I love mine, y'all. Oof, that is one of my favorite cardigans. And then she also has an extra step. She took it a little bit further with her graphic tee under it. So this is print mixing all around. Now, graphic tees are not technically a print, but they kind of are at the same time, especially if it's a big graphic, because each graphic has, I mean, each shirt, like when it's a graphic design, it has its own like prints and things on it. So this can still count as you mixing prints, especially if you don't opt for the simple way out where you just pair it with jeans. So this is another way for you to just have a little bit more fun and like level up your outfit. So here's another example of mixing the prints. So just a reminder, y'all, camo is basically denim, and you can literally wear it with whatever you want to. So I want you to feel free to do it because, again, it's not you being reckless, it's you being bold and also being intentional and unapologetic about your style. All right, so let's get into the next one. Number 3 is polka dots and plaid. Polka dots and plaid, which is a playful precision. So the playfulness is the polka dots, the precision is the plaid. So this vibe is giving schoolgirl or schoolboy charm meets CEO. It's a little vintage, especially with the polka dots, a little punk, which is the plaid, and always put together. So this the feeling that this one gives is clever, crisp, and unexpected confidence. And just to be able to wear polka dots and plaid definitely is giving confidence. All right, so let's check this one out. Ooh, I forgot how much I like this one. Okay, here we go. It first of all, it feels Parisian. It feels French. It feels real French, real fancy. So this one is another example of two of the best practices. And if you already know what they are, I want you to put it in the comments. Okay, put it in the drop it in the chat if you know what two best practices this one is following. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So type it fast. All right. So the first one is they are literally the same colors all across the board. So black and white, right? So that already creates a harmony to it. The other best practice is that it's a big print with a small print. Now, the polka dots aren't big, but the space in between the polka dots there's a lot of space, a lot of black. So it makes this one a bigger print than the plaid, which is really this is really houndstooth, y'all. Um, but it's a smaller print. And so this here is a really good way for you to see how it helps to balance things out when they have similar colors or a base color, just one color that they have in common. It doesn't need to be all of them. One color in common, one big print, one small print, so it's not competing with each other. And this looks, it gives confident, it gives playful, it gives vintage, especially with the tie around her neck. And this is another good example of you can literally wear whatever colors you want to with this combination. My suggestion would be to do complementary colors. So these aren't actually, this is not complementary. This is primary colors. So colors that go together in some way, whether they are complementary, contrasting colors, analogous colors, which means they're colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, or primary colors or secondary colors. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. So there's a lot of different options for color combinations. If y'all want me to do a breakdown of that, um, let me know. But I most likely would just share um I'll share. Hey Adrian, welcome in. Happy Thursday. But I would most likely share some creators who have talked about it already because color theory, I had to learn color theory because I was in school for fashion design, but color theory is just not my favorite. It's not my favorite topic. I didn't even like coloring in school, y'all. I was that kid. Okay, let's see another example. So, Adrian, welcome in. Welcome in all of my folks that have made it into the room. We are talking about, let me scroll up for a second, print mixed personalities. So, I am showing you how to mix different prints. I'm giving you 8 different combinations, and I'm telling you what each of those combinations says about you and what it is you're trying to evoke. So, after this, you will have 8 options to choose from that are going to all look good. I promise you. Follow the best practices, take the ones that you like the most, and play around with mixing prints. Because after this video, you're not going to have any excuse not to mix your prints. You did? Okay, yes, I want to hear about it. So let's look at the next one. So right now we're on polka dots and plaid, playful precision. And so this one is actually kind of giving a different vibe. It still is feeling a little vintage, especially because she paired it with like the newsboy cap, which I really need to get me one of these, y'all. Like these newsboy caps are really, I want one. I want one. I gotta find one that I like. Anyway, so and then she also paired it around with the sneakers, which also kind of gives it like a playfulness to it. So anyway, let's get into the breakdown of the outfit. We have similar base colors, so both of them have black. That's their connecting color. Now we also have small polka dots, big plaid, which also helps to balance it out. And this one, I love that she kind of like opened this up so it makes it feel a little less playful and immature. Um I won't say immature, but I feel like it gives if it was buttoned up, it would give it a little bit more of like a innocent look. That's better. More of an innocent look. And so opening it up makes it a little edgier, a little sexier, which I definitely think is a cool option. It's a cool choice. Trying to be like me. You be mixing up your, oh, you talking about your chest out. Even the bag is fun. You can see this got an orange handle. Let me take this on my ear. It's got an orange handle, and I wonder what bag that is. I really like that bag. So anyway, this is another good combination. And I like this one because this one's literally plaid. The other one I didn't realize was houndstooth, y'all. But you can kind of still get the feeling. Houndstooth and plaid kind of have a similar layout, but it still has the structure, the playfulness. So this is the plaid and polka dot. And if you feel like, oh, the hat. Oh, you do have a hat like that, don't you? Um, if you feel like you are somebody who would be feeling the polka dots and plaid, I want you to put playful precision in the chat, okay? Playful precision. If you're feeling this one, that's what this one's called. And we are going to move on to our next one, which is another one that is definitely, I won't say it's my favorite, but I think that this one's cool. This one is a little bit bolder. So hope y'all are ready for it. This one is called Urban Safari. The stripes are what makes it urban, and the animal print is obviously what makes it safari. So this one is giving the vibe of you navigating the city like it's the wild with polish, instinct, and flair. And I think of when I think about wild cities, I always think about New York. The feeling that it evokes is bold, chic, not to be messed with. So let's see if the outfits are giving that vibe. If you're picking up that vibe from this. I don't know why this made me. I guess I was expecting something different. And I'm the one that chose this outfit. But okay, here's another thing that's interesting, y'all, is that and then she has a heart. It's like a sensitive thug. That's what this feels like. Anyway, you see that the something like this combination is not one that a lot of people go for. Like it's not a common combination. And I feel like I kind of want to accept that challenge now. Only problem that I would have is that I don't have a lot of stripes, but I feel like this would look really good if it was a leopard top or animal print top, and then it was a like pinstripe pants or pinstripe bottoms. I feel like that would be super cute. But anyway, let's not remix her outfit today. So you see the stripes up here, the leopard down here, and it does still give like structured. It does kind of, it doesn't really give me urban, but I feel like it still does give that structure. So I think that I'll kind of adjust this one because this one doesn't give exactly what the other one was. Let's go back to it and see real fast. So navigating the city like it's the wild, polish, instinct, and flair. Okay. I will say that it does give polished, it does give flair. It definitely is a little different. And this is another example of you being able to add a pop of color into the mixing prints because the whole outfit is neutral colors. So this is it's giving you a lot of space to play around with adding in even more. If you don't want to and you want to just kind of go with a black and white or even a metallic, that's also cool too. You know, that's your prerogative. But you can definitely add color into it depending on what your boldness level is, like really what you really want to do with it and where you want to take it. Looking real fast to see if there's another one. Okay. No. All right, let's look at the second one. Hopefully, this is a better example. But I do remember having a hard time with some of these. Okay. Oh, and then her background is literally New York. Perfect example. Okay. So this one is like really like if we were talking about beginner pattern mixing, this is like expert level pattern mixing. I'll say, well, I won't say expert, but I will say that this is like nah, I'll say expert. It's expert level. So we got the stripes on the bottom, which I love these pants, and now I feel like I need them. We got the leopard print in the jacket, and we got the polka dots too. So it's really like adding some stuff in there. What I think makes this work is that the jacket is a neutral, even though it doesn't necessarily have the colors of either of the top or the bottoms. However, it is like I said, it's neutral, and also polka dots and leopard print are actually very similar. Like I feel like they function very similarly, just like how I feel like stripes and zebra print function very similarly too, because zebra print is not it's not it's still organic, so it's not symmetrical. However, it is still like a stripe pattern, so it kind of goes along with the stripes. So I think that because they're similar, it helps to make this make sense. I feel like if this was a checkered jacket, or even if it was like a houndstooth, I think that it might not have the same effect. But again, it might you might could do it, especially if it was black and white, then it would just add to it as well. So I don't know. This is what I be telling you. Like there's so many different options and combinations for it. But even the background, like it makes sense for the background. Like seeing her in the streets of New York would make sense. So that is are stripes and animal print. So if you feel like this is yours, if you feel like you can see yourself doing it, then I want you to put Urban Safari in the chat. Okay. Urban Safari. Let's move on to our next one. Where are we at on time? Okay, it's still doing all right. The next one is called Sweet Rebellion. The vibe for this one is you've got something to say and you're going to say it with a smile, softness with an edge. And the graphic print is definitely where the rebellion comes in. And gingham, if you're not familiar with gingham, I'm about to show you what gingham is. But gingham is definitely a sweet print. So the feeling that this evokes is elegant, thoughtful, and somebody who notices the oh no, sorry. It's cheeky, not cheesy. Cheeky, disruptive, daring. but disruptive. Okay. Not daring, darling. This is why I need to make these words bigger. Cheeky, disrupting, darling. All right. So are you seeing the sweet rebellion already? This one is a really good example. So the rebellion, I'm not sure why graphic tees are rebellious, but I feel like my theory is that because graphic tees usually are um, a good way for people to get a message across, that it kind of comes across as more rebellious or even more punk or grungy than anything. And then also hip hop, which I feel like hip hop is just rebellion in and of itself. Um, I won't go too deep into that. I just had a thought. But anyway, this is the rebellion, and then gingham is like that checker print. And if you've ever seen it before, it can sometimes be more of a like a seersucker, which is where the material is like a little crumpled up looking, or a little wrinkled looking, but it looks wrinkled on purpose. And so that's the sweetness. And then I love that she paired it with sneakers, because it kind of makes it gives it more of that rebellious, and it kind of like really hunkers down on the rebel. And then to add to it even more with the accessories, she's got a choker on as well. So this is a really good way to showcase that feeling and that vibe. Everything about her says sweet and rebellious at the same time. Like she got a smart mouth. But the way that she says it, it throws you off, because it's like, wait, why did you read me and did you just do it kind? That's the kind of energy that it gives. And then this is another example of it. I really wanted to be able to find a black woman dressed like this, and I couldn't find one, and that made me sad. um what I am going to try though is I'm going to try looking it up like I did the other outfit and see if I can find one for the black ladies specifically. But you see she's got the gingham shorts on, then the graphic tee, which I think it kind of still gives rebellious, but I feel like what really makes this outfit more rebellious is the cowgirl boots. And then even just like the print here, mixing prints. This is another good caveat to add, is that you can still qualify as having a mixed print outfit if your print is an accessory. So that's an option that you have as well. So consider, maybe you don't want to do a full blown top and bottom print, but maybe you have a head wrap or a scarf that has a print in it, or a bag like she does here. And then in her hair, she's also got the ruffles, which gives like that sweetheart, kind, soft feel to the outfit. So another one of those things that's like a contradiction, but it works. So if you feel like you are sweet rebellion, I want you to type that in the chat, sweet rebellion. And while you're doing that, I'm going to see if I can find an outfit with a black woman. With Pinterest, you got to literally type it in. Okay. Gingham graphic tee outfit. What I tell you? What did I tell you? And here we are. Here we are, girls. Here we are represented. I love this one too. I think I love this one the most. So we got the graphic tee up here, and we got the gingham shorts, and they're kind of like the bubble shorts that everybody's wearing right now. And let me hide that. And then she's got on the sneakers, which again I think is a great option because the top definitely is more sporty. And then she's got it paired with a pearl necklace, which still plays into the sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We love it. I gotta copy this so I can add it to the list. All right, so that is our Sweet Rebellion, y'all. I think that one's the one that I definitely want to try out now. All right. Next up, we have Quiet Drama. Mm. All right. So quiet drama is tonal, floral, and tonal stripe. So what that means is they are similar, a similar color story. Okay. That's what tonal means. And so this is for when you want people to lean in a little closer. Nothing screams, it suggests. So it's kind of demure, but it's also mysterious. Like, not like you have something to hide, but you gotta really like you gotta really be paying attention to catch it. That's more kind of the energy. So it's elegant and it's thoughtful and it gives the vibe that you are somebody who notices details. So let's get into it. Let's see what we got. And this one is another one. This one I think is going to be another good one for the folks that are like wanting to mix prints, but you don't necessarily want it to be like boom in your face. So you see here that this is a similar color story. Similar color story. So we got the green in the shirt and we got the green in the print here. I would have really loved if this was more if it had more of the colors like the other outfit did with the striped pants, but we take what we can get with this. And but you see how it's also kind of like muted. So this is a really good option, especially if this is your style, like if this is your aesthetic, if you prefer more neutral tones or pastel tones, if you're somebody who your style personality is elegant. If you also are, I think ingenue would be another another one here, ingenue. And then I think there might be one more. I want to say those are the two ones that are coming to mind. I'm scanning through now, thinking about all of the style personalities, but those are the two for sure that come to mind. So elegant or ingenue. This is giving that vibe. All right. Let's see the other one. Oh, I told y'all it was, here it goes. I told you it was coming. So this is literally the exact same color scheme. Now, I know I told y'all that this is going to be more toned down, a toned down option. This is a very bold one, but I think it's mostly because it's red. Like, I think the red is really what makes it feel like boom. Like if this was, instead of red, if it was like a brown or even like a tan or maybe like a softer green, it probably wouldn't feel as bold. But honestly, y'all, I love this one because it is so fun. It's so bold. It's so in your face, but it also still feels very elegant. Like it still feels elegant. So like I think that this is like a good combination of elegant and creative. Elegant and creative, maybe even dramatic, but I think that I feel like I'm getting more creative vibes from her. So this is the second option. So again, that's quiet drama. That one was a little bit of a louder drama, that last example, but quiet drama is the tonal florals and the tonal stripes. So if you feel like you are quiet drama, if that matches you and your aesthetic, I want you to put quiet drama in the chat. And I think that quiet drama definitely is I feel like it's like the more like quiet sister to my style. It's a quiet sister. Okay, let's go. Let's go to our next one, which is chaos theory. The chaos is the tie dye, and the theory is the checkerboard. So the vibe that this gives is nothing about this combo is predictable, and that's the point. This is for trendsetters. You heard it. You heard it. This is for trendsetters. The feeling that this evokes is cool, confident, controlled chaos with a wink. All right, so let's see. I think this was definitely one where I was like, ooh, challenge. Okay, so here we go right here. She looks like a trendsetter. I remember how I felt when I saw her. So you, what, me, like the floral and the checker? You saying it's me? Oh, but I remember what it was. I remember this one isn't necessarily checkerboard. This is plaid. That was why I was like, this one was a hard combination to find. So this isn't exactly what it is that I wanted us to do. I think the second one does have actual checkerboard, but this is plaid technically. But you see that it's got like the grunginess to it and the strategy, like it feels strategic with the skirt, but then it also is a little chaotic. And I like the option to not have the prints touching. So trendsetter. Oh, yes, thank you. So when I say that the prints aren't touching, I mean that the shirt that connects to the bottom is actually white. And so this is also another good tool that you can keep in mind for when you are mixing prints, when you're putting different things together. Like if I wanted to kind of have like a, let's say I didn't want my shirt to I didn't want the print from my shirt to be touching the print on my shirt skirt. Then I could do a white corset top or even a black corset top, even though I think that I would probably want white instead of black. But like, let's say I had a black or a white corset top on top of this shirt. So now the prints, the colors that are touching is a print in a solid, and then the second print is in the sleeves or like on my shoulders. Like if I had a white shirt and then maybe I tied a leopard print around my shoulders instead. So like you can still mix prints even if the prints aren't literally touching each other. No, I'm not going nowhere. And so this is another good option. So I like that she did that. It was a very smart choice. And she also did it with the graphics. So it's almost kind of like she has three prints in one outfit. What should be? What are you apologizing for? Okay, let's see the second one. Hopefully, I know for a fact I found a checkerboard. Yeah. I wonder why I chose this one. I don't know if this is on purpose, y'all, if I'm being honest. This was a hard print to find, and I'm not sure why it was, but this is a checkerboard print. So this is the print that I you would literally be wearing. Well, I think I just like this one because it was a smaller checkerboard. Checkerboard can get really big, and usually you'll see it in black and white, but it literally looks like a checkerboard. So that's how you can identify it, and that's what makes it different from the plaid. But this could have easily been the red. It could have been red and black, and it could have worked with the other outfit too. So I think maybe I chose it because of the sleeve, because this is not a print technically. Well, literally, it's not. But yeah, that was a hard combo. I think that I said that I was gonna try to find some different pieces and pair them together. I have tie-dye, but I don't have a checkerboard to do my own outfit with, y'all. Unfortunately, I would show you myself. Oh, thank you, Mask. Yes, come in, say hi. We are talking about mixing prints. I'm going through the different print personalities, and the last one that we were just doing is checkerboard and tie dye. And the name for that is Chaos Theory. If you feel like chaos theory is your mixed print personality, I want you to put chaos theory in the chat. But we've gone through 7 of them so far, and we are about to go to number 8, which is houndstooth and abstract print, which is called future classic. Not my favorite name. Not my favorite name. I feel like the other ones had cooler names, but it's all good. We'll be fine. So the vibe for this one, nothing. Sorry, not that one. You've got old school tastes, but you live ahead of your time. Oh, I feel like that sounds like me for real. Old school tastes, but you live ahead of your time. So a remix of the past and the present. The feeling that this evokes is innovative. Yeah, this definitely sounds like me. Artistic and timeless with a twist. All right. This actually kind of sounds like you too, Mask. Let's see. Yeah. So this one is a abstract graphic. So this one still works. So we got houndstooth. Houndstooth is, you're just about to say that? Yeah. I definitely feel like it sound like you. Houndstooth is definitely one of like, I don't know what it is about houndstooth, but it just makes me excited. I love houndstooth, y'all. Like I really love houndstooth. I love it in black and white. I love it with the brown and white. I love it pink and white, pink and black. I love houndstooth. Like it's so cute and classic. I love the size of this houndstooth too. I think I prefer the bigger one to the smaller one. But let me stop fangirling over this print and break down the outfit. So you see here, it's got white background on the shirt, white base on the pants. So we got the harmony going there. I'm not a fan of the jacket with this, but it's fine. It has some kind of print to it, like a little speckle print, which honestly it kind of goes into the abstract too. So I guess we can keep it for now because it do kind of go together. And then you see the graphic on there is kind of like an abstract graphic. So this is a really good example of the innovation, the classic with a twist. Uh, the twist really is more of the graphic combination. I'm just looking at it because the pants themselves are pretty simple. But again, I feel like I start really zeroing in on the way people style their outfits. But this would be really cute even if it was like an all around abstract print. And I'm gonna show y'all what I mean in the next example because this was another one that was hard to find an example of. Like it was like really difficult for some reason. So I had to put together an outfit of my own. Ooh. Okay, yes, this is my outfit. This is what I styled because I couldn't find what I was looking for. I was like, why don't people have what I want? Why aren't people wearing my ideas already? So this is definitely not as abstract as it could be, but I felt like it still has like an abstract feel to it. Got all my girls in the shirt. And then what I also love is that it does still have pops of color, but you see the background is white. The background of this skirt is white. This skirt is actually um there you go. So you can see it. The skirt is long and it has the split right there on the side, which is just so flattering. I love this silhouette so much. Like this shape is just so cute to me. Um, let's see if it shows the next one. This is sometimes hard to navigate outside of. Okay, there we go. We're back to it. And then I chose these shoes. I wanted it to be red. I told you my go-to would probably be red, especially like red accessories. Just something about it just looks expensive to me. And so these are like some red fluffy fur sandals, heels. And I felt like this was another fun twist to the outfit. And I feel like it also kind of plays on the abstract of the t-shirt. The t-shirt I would most likely um tie it, like do like a little knot, something like that, something cute, something to give it like a little peek. Because if not, I don't necessarily want the prints touching each other. But another option so that your prints aren't touching is actually a belt. So I have that right here too. So if you didn't want to show any stomach at all, I understand we're not always in the mood for a crop top. Then another good way to separate the prints is to have a belt. And so this one's black because this is what she had on already. But this could also be a color. It could be a metallic. I will probably go for either a black or maybe a red belt, just to really add like a little razzle dazzle. But this is another good way, like I said, to separate the prints so that you're still mixing them, but they're not touching. And then I have the hat. This is not exactly the hat that I want for myself. This is not a newsboy hat, but I feel like it kind of gives like newsboy vibes. And I like that it's also houndstooth, but it's a smaller houndstooth. So it's a lot of prints in this outfit. This is definitely a more bold outfit, but we're mixing prints. So I feel like it's okay. We should be able to go bold or go home. And then it also has some of the red charms, or pins rather. So that kind of plays on the shoes and also the red in the shirt. And so that is my outfit. Let's go back, y'all. So that was future classic. So it's got a little bit of the futuristic elements, and it's got the classic elements, which is the houndstooth. And if you feel like you are future classic, I think we've already decided that mask definitely is future classic. Then that's your go-to. Just for fun, let's see if we can find a male version of this. If you feel like that's you, I want you to put future classic in the comments. I think I already said that, but I'll say it again just in case. Houndstooth and my computer is moving so slow. I feel like I'm moving slow. Okay. I don't know what's happening, guys. I mean that literally, like, fellas. uh I mean it's okay. So that's mixing. That's a little bit of a mix. Hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna try one more thing. Houndstooth and graphic tee. Let's see if that does something. Nope. Still no. You want to know what I think would be cool though? I want to see if it exists already. This is the last thing. This is kind of not related, but it is. I want to see if there's a houndstooth houndstooth shorts for men. Okay, so we got this. It's basketballs, running shorts. Okay, so there's hope. There's hope. That's not houndstooth. Okay, we got some houndstooth chinos. All right. Think we cooking. We cooking with something. Um, I feel like that's more checker. Mm. Okay. I'm gonna see. I want to put together a combo for the guys. But like I said, y'all, some of these combinations, these mixed prints are combos that are just not people not it's not enough people wearing them. And so this is also an opportunity for you to do something a little bit different, especially if you're somebody who doesn't want to look like everybody else and dress like everybody else. These are some of the things you can see literally, like if it's not on Pinterest, it doesn't exist. That's how I feel about it anyway. Like especially when it comes to fashion. If it's not on Pinterest, it means it doesn't exist. So that's an opportunity for you to do something different. So the ones, what were the ones that we were having the hardest time with? So tie dye and checkerboard. Uh, that's our first like standout. That's a trendsetter combo. Houndstooth and abstract, innovative and artistic. That's another one that we it was people just aren't doing it for some reason, and I need them to get on board. And then the last one was stripes and animal print. Stripes and animal print. So try those out, y'all. Go, find some of those pieces, and I'll be playing around with some more things too, some more combinations, because I do really just feel like it's some missed opportunities there. So these are our print mix personalities. Let me know how you felt about this. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if it helped you. Remember, if you are watching the replay of this, don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you enjoy style content, if you enjoy content on creative entrepreneurship, branding, owning who you are, being confident, being bold. That's what I am here to help you to do. I have fun going through this with y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, before I go, last announcement that I want to make. Let me stop sharing my screen for this. So, last announcement that I want to make. I am opening up the style community called Style Labs, and it is only $67 to join this community. And this is where I'm going to be placing Fashion 101. So if you were around back in February when I did Fashion 101, it's going to be on there on that platform. I'm also going to be dropping the things that we go through here, as well as some other outfit combinations and styling suggestions, repurposing things. Those are all going to be inside of the Style Labs. So I am going to make sure that I drop the link to join and to check out, just get more information about it there. In the meantime, though, if you're not ready to join a full-blown community, but you do want to start exploring your style, I also have the Own Your Style journal. It is available on Amazon. You can also purchase it directly from me on my website, which I will also make sure that I put down in the description box. And this is a guide, a step-by-step guide to give you a fashion makeover. So, one more thing that I do want to make sure that I tell y'all though is that I have created a style personality quiz, and I'm thinking that I want to open it up to everybody, but I don't have it ready just yet. But it is going to help you to identify your style personalities, which is something that I think we are overdue for a refresher on. So make sure that you're following me either here or on TikTok, because I'm going to be doing a little mini series on the different style personalities so that you can know what those are and what yours might be. But it is another powerful tool for you to put words to what it is that you want your style to express. All right, so that's everything. We got the Style Labs, $67. You get access to all of the fashion content that I'm sharing, plus more that I'm only going to be sharing in the community. You also get access to the digital version of the Own Your Style journal. So if that's interesting to you, then you can get that access as well. We have the Own Your Style journal if you need the physical copy in your hands. I get it, because I love to have books in my hands. And we're going to have the style personality quiz coming up soon. So a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of editing I got to do. But I will see y'all again next week here. Hopefully it'll be Wednesday. If not, then it'll definitely be Thursday. I won't go too long without coming back on here. And we're going to go on to the next topic, whatever that is. And the next permission to put it on series. But that's everything for today. Y'all be good. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. I'll see you in the next one.